Hello everybody and welcome to my NXT review, the go-home show before War Games and Survivor Series this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be a lot going on. And what does NXT have in store for the final hype before both of these shows? Since NXT has been a lot of double duty lately, they're going to be on a lot of double duty this weekend in regards to NXT TakeOver War Games and Survivor Series itself this year. So how are they going to do this whole thing tonight? Did I expect a lot of people from Raw and SmackDown to show up? Yes, I do. And I expected them to be on here because we pretty much kicked it off right off the bat as William Regal was backstage, and pretty much from the locker room, security was there. Next, Becky Lynch comes out. Pretty much Regal said, "Welcome back." Her music hits. Becky Lynch was pretty much back in NXT. They said she hasn't been here in 4 years. Fans chanted Becky and NXT, which, I had a conversation with my friend Steven about this with Becky. It's like the people, they want to like Becky because, she's an alumni of NXT, but it's like they still have to be against her because she's still representing a Monday Night Raw. As Becky pretty much talked about how ever since she was here, the beat in that corner after, kicking someone's being in that corner and stuff, people singing her music, and it's been a while, but she's here to kick someone's ass tonight. And people don't gotta wait much longer because she's here now. And talked about, I said, Triple H sent an open invitation. Anybody could come on Raw and from SmackDown. And pretty much no matter who was going to come, she still has a match this Sunday. And she talked about Bayley, talking about her, old woman haircut. And that, yeah, you killed your Bayley buddies, but you still got the blue-haired one, Sasha, running around. And then started talking about it's going to be the champ versus the champ versus the champ. And talked about Shayna Baszler showing up on Raw. Fans chanting Shayna's going to kill you. Becky pretty much said that, Baszler, wanted to remind her who she was and everything. And that, Becky doesn't need the Shallows attack from behind. That you can bring Mary and Jesse, Duke and Shafir right there. I thought that was pretty funny. All you want, but she's here ready to fight. But then next thing you know, Rhea Ripley showed up then, coming out, pretty much saying that, so you're the man, huh? Let's see if the man has a set of balls. Which the referee pretty much had a match then, and I didn't think this was going to happen already, but, one thing that's been implied all night, especially in NXT, was dream match, dream match, dream match. And you're going to see a lot of dream matches on this show tonight, and, since we got to hype up for Survivor Series and, NXT, Survivor Series and War Games itself. Listen, this was a good match between Becky and Ripley, just for a preview, of course, but I kind of figured what was going to happen in the end of all of this whole thing, and you're going to see a lot of things that you don't stop. You're going to see a lot. We're doing all these run-ins because pretty much through the Baszler, and of course Baszler and Shafir and Duke came out. They end up attacking Ripley and Becky. But yes, though, I expected Baszler and pretty much her crew to come out. Duke and Shafir, of course, they end up attacking Becky and Ripley, but Becky and them pretty much got the upper hand, taking down the horsewomen right there. So pretty much they were to fight them off, which I kind of expected anyways, because Becky can't really be losing, nor Ripley also, since they have big matches coming up this weekend. So I kind of expected, like I said before, you're going to see a lot of run-ins through the show tonight. The Revival arrived in a car. Pretty much there were security guards around. I guess they accepted the open invitation also. Next thing you know, surprisingly, Kona Reeves, where God knows, I didn't even know he was in the freaking company still at this point. Was like he was ready to be in a match, but next thing you know, Ricochet comes out of nowhere with a Raw t-shirt on. Matt Riddle comes out. I guess pretty much we got a match right now, Matt Riddle versus Ricochet. Once again, this is another one of these dream matches, I'm sure people are gonna say. And yes, did it last long? No, but it was good for the time being, because Riddle pretty much avoided a Phoenix Splash from Ricochet. Riddle pretty much hit him with a German suplex then. They were both on the ground. Next thing you know, Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro end up coming in, interfering, trying to take both of them down. Riddle was able to, get Ricochet off guard then, as, they pretty much surrounded the ring. So Riddle did win against Ricochet, hitting him with a crucifix pin. But, of course, Cesaro and Nakamura end up attacking anyways then. Ricochet ended up doing a big dive over on Cesaro to the outside over the barricade, jumping out of the ring. Nakamura that took down Riddle with a kick, but he was got to go for a Kinshasa, which I will say did, like you said, pretty well. You saw a lot of NXT alumnus come back to NXT tonight, and just for a little quick second, it was kind of cool to see Shinsuke Nakamura back in the NXT, just for the little time it was tonight. But before he could kick him, Roderick Strong came out and pretty much blindsided him then. Of course, they have a match in that triple threat thing, so it's like they had to hype up as much as the Survivor Series and War Games opponents as they could. But as soon as right after that, Finn Balor came out then, and he attacked Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle ended up hitting him with the final flash knee as Balor pretty much got from out of dodge, and fans chanted Riddle name because they have a match going on. So yes, they have to do what they can, hype people's matches. You got War Games, you got a Survivor Series match, another War Games match. So it's like an invasion angle. They're doing as much as we can to get all of this across from here, okay? Also, they hyped up another War Games match this Saturday. Pete Dunne versus Killian Dane versus Damian Priest. Whoever wins this match will become the #1 contender for the NXT title and will face Adam Cole this Sunday, which I'm going to get to him later on what to say, but that's going to happen. But, of course, once again, this was a whole brawl. Of course, you're going to see more of these. Now, next was, since we got some more screwy finishes, we got a great tag team match, which was up next. And I'm sure a lot of people wish the Revival was back in NXT permanently. But, obviously, this is the only time you're going to see them. And who they go against? Undisputed Era, Red Dragon themselves, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Now, both of these teams are heel, and I had this conversation with my friend Steven tonight throughout this match. I enjoyed the match, even though I do believe it did kind of drag throughout the first two commercials, and it didn't really start heating up until that hot tag came from the Revival, because who were the faces and who were the heels now, huh? Because we know the Revival's already heel by default, but, the fans are welcoming them back, and the Undisputed Era are pretty much the biggest heels in the company when you look at it for NXT. But what was odd to me, and I thought I agreed with this too, but okay, the heels are, the Revival, but they're working as a face team. And the Undisputed Era heels too, but they're still working as heels, because throughout a lot of majority of the match, Undisputed Era was beating up the Revival in general. But the Revival was coming back with the hot tag after the third commercial break then, basically. Because that's when, like I said before, that's when things started to hype up then. One thing I did like was when the Revival hit a big kick on, what they said was like the DIY kick that they do. And they end up taking down, who they take down? They took out Kyle O'Reilly because Fish was in the way, but O'Reilly took the bullet. Yes, he took the bullet for his team, before, and stuff. But, Fish was still a legal man in there. They take Dawson out a big suplex then. I'm trying to go through at least some moves in this match, because one thing I did like was when pretty much the Revival ended up hitting a shatter machine on Bobby Fish. O'Reilly pretty much saved Fish from the pinfall. O'Reilly pretty much took Dawson down with a knee in after that, and a top rope knee to the kidney, but it was still a near fall. O'Reilly pretty much gave Dawson, the extra match for a 2 count. Pretty much then right after that, Dawson he hit O'Reilly with a DDT. Fish was able to stop him. Dawson, as he had him to the ground, Dawson was on the ground as Dash was trying to get back in the ring and everything. Dawson was able to stand up and he said, "Kiss my ass," and the Undisputed Era, Red Dragon there hit the total elimination for the win. So they had nearly 20 minutes out there, and it was great. Honestly, this match could work at a takeover without any commercials, and it'd still be great. And I like a lot of people say, you should never took the Revival out the match. So this was just a way to make up for the Revival not being in the match for this Sunday. Because I thought it was odd when they put the New Day in there to begin with, which I like the New Day, but I don't think they need to be in that tag match for this Sunday. Because even if the Revival was still in there, it still would have been a great match in general. I knew they would have taken the loss anyways, but it was still fun to have the Revival and Red Dragon go against each other. My only problem time it was, like me and someone said, it should have been that heels trying to outsmart each other, not the Revival working his face and then have Undisputed Era working his heel when we know both of these teams are heels. Okay, so that's what that's my thought on the whole thing, really. But still a fucking great match though, and probably won't only be another time you're gonna see a great Revival match like this in a very long time, because we all know what happens to them on the main roster, or if they even re-sign with the main roster. I don't know, but other than that, we pretty much moved on from the tag match to the a great video package for the women's was it the women's War Games match with Poppy's Music I Disagree playing in the background. So a hype video package to hype up War Games this Saturday. Kaylee Ray winning against Dakota Kai. The match was okay. I don't know if a lot of people know about Kaylee Ray that much. I expect Dakota Kai to lose again because they're still trying to build the story here, taking all these losses and everything. But because what did Kaylee Ray win? It was like a gory bomb and everything. But then next thing you know, of course, more run-ins. Carmella, of course, SmackDown. These hats they're giving these guys, I don't know where they keep giving these SmackDown and Raw hats, but Carmella, Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville pretty much jumped them in. Next thing you know, the random NXT women came out there. Team Ripley or Team Baszler's team was coming out to help. Kairi Sane and some of the Raw people come out. Sarah Logan, which is surprisingly there too, but some of the women's Raw team was coming out there to attack. And also, Kairi Sane hit a big insane elbow on Tegan Nox. But the biggest thing out of this whole brawl that everyone was very excited to see was a little bit of a stare down between Kairi Sane and Io Shirai, which is funny because both of them are heels right now, but they were part of a team together called the Sky Pirates, even though I thought it was broken up on some bullshit because you put Kairi Sane on SmackDown, which I don't think that really should never happen. You should just kept both of them on NXT as a tag team, but you moved one up. But just to see that little interaction with them was cool to see, with Kairi and Io out there having a little bit of a stare down. But of course, Raw and SmackDown getting away too, because Kairi had the Raw gear on and the hat. But then next, Nikki Cross came in crazy with a trash can, which was probably the smartest thing she did, the smartest person anybody did in all these run-ins and stuff. Bring a weapon, it makes it easier. You get to take out everyone faster, okay? So Nikki Cross, like a bat out of hell, just swinging that trash can lid all over the place, beating anyone that came in sight as she stood tall in the end of the thing, still representing SmackDown. Like I said, a lot of NXT alumnus here tonight. A lot of NXT alumnus. But we what was it? This was a match I kind of glossed and skipped over. Listen, the War Raiders or Viking Raiders going against the Forgotten Sons. When I heard the Forgotten Sons in this, I immediately did not give two craps about this match. I really saw it, because at first I just saw the War Raiders dominating them and stuff, and it got a little bit better down the stretch. But come on, the War Raiders were going to be the Forgotten Sons regardless. I've said what I've said about them before. I like Gunner, a part of the team, but Blake and what's his name there, Cutler, it's not working. It just come off as boring. Okay, like, so I know they just skipped over the match because they knew who was gonna win, and they felt like they didn't really need to waste any time watching this match in general. It's fun to see the War Raiders back in NXT again too, but come on, man, does anybody really give two craps about the Forgotten Sons? Because I don't. All right, they just bad. They played an Adam Cole video package, pretty much everything that's going on right now. He's one of the most dominant champions in NXT, and talking about the Undisputed Era. We've been in every single War Games match, because Adam Cole, man, you got to give Adam Cole something. The man is a workhorse right now, and he's working all through this with a fractured wrist, especially in the past month of November. He has showed up nearly on every show, defended the title, and now he's in this ladder match tonight. He's got to do War Games on Saturday, and he's got to wrestle on Sunday at Survivor Series too, and he'll probably be on SmackDown this Friday for all I know. Adam Cole has just been a workhorse. You got to give it to the guy. He's been killing it out there. Now, personally, this ladder match, I still think this ladder match is still kind of unnecessary. Like I said last week about the women, it wasn't that bad, and it was okay for this one. It wasn't much. Cole getting chokeslam on the ladder and everything. And, of course, they came back from commercial, and, they're fighting over the ladder and stuff, which, kept dodging each other's moves. Cole hit the last shot on him, or the Ushigoroshi, pretty much onto the ladder on Dijak. Pretty much then, Dijak, what do you do? He slammed Cole into the ladder. Fans chant Mamma Mia. Next thing you know, Dijak was going to go for the Feast Your Eyes, but Cole got to the ladder and tried to climb it up. He couldn't get to it all the way. And pretty much, he brought him back down, but Cole ended up hitting the Canadian Destroyer on him, which I've said before about the Canadian Destroyer in my last review for AEW, that I feel like I've just seen way too many Canadian Destroyers lately that it's just a common move now at this point. But still, Dijak ended up still hitting the Feast Your Eyes on him. And, he hurt his knee in the process, though, which was on the ground. But Dijak had climbed up the ladder because, of course, the ladder is set up and there's a bridge covering it, too, which I knew where this was going to go. Cole climbed up the ladder, knocking him down, and grabbed the briefcase. Like I said before, the match was honestly whatever to me. I didn't think any of these ladder matches were necessary because I've said it before, like last week. Why are we doing a ladder match, and especially the women last week too, as great and badass as it was? Why are you doing a ladder match when you know you have a way bigger match that's going to be way more dangerous and deadly in War Games? But we're going to do a ladder match, which I said before, it could risk injury. It's like you're gimmicking a gimmick right here in a way. So that's how I look at it. I didn't hate the match, but I felt like it was unnecessary. You could just win with a regular match just to get the advantage. What was the point of the ladder match or even the briefcase? But I'm like a lot of other people said, ratings. This was honestly possibly for ratings through all this. But after Adam Cole won, Undisputed Era was about to come out and celebrate, but Raw and SmackDown surrounded them. Of course, SmackDown, Revival, Cesaro, Nakamura, and Raw Street Profits, which once again the fans, which Street Profits they were already at NXT not that long ago, to be honest. So it's almost like they're kind of back again. And who's on Raw? Ryder and I don't even know who else was on Team Monday Night Raw that was out there with them, but they end up, surrounding them, and they attacked. But then Raw and SmackDown attacked each other. More NXT people came out to help. Drew McIntyre came in the ring, hit a Claymore kick on Dijak, pretty much doing a Triple H suck it thing right after, Monday Night Raw. But then next, Keith Lee comes in with the Spirit Bomb on McIntyre. Then Ivar and Lee go in. Fans chant NXT. Instead of attacking, they pretty much go in. Of course, Keith Lee's got to hit another big dive with Ivar onto everybody on the outside. Fans chant NXT. Adam Cole was pretty much standing tall. But next thing you know, Seth freaking Rollins right there hits a big super kick on Adam Cole. Then he starts getting ready to do his curve stomp. Fans start chanting, burn it down. Of course, a little bit of a mixed reaction for him out there too. But next thing you know, Tommaso Ciampa came out then and walked slowly as he looked at Adam Cole, kicking him, of course, taking him out. Because, Saturday, all right, people, they maybe got to fight for the brand, but you still got to worry about your matches on Saturday. But fans started chanting Seth's not cool, which I kind of figured they was going to boo Seth one way or another. They had a stare down. Next thing you know, they started brawling then for a second. But then that was the end of the show, okay? The ladder match was whatever. The brawl, I just feel like it was way too many run-ins. But, hey, it's a go-home show. You got to hype up this invasion. They did it on Raw. They did it on NXT. And most likely this Friday on SmackDown, you're going to see Raw and NXT invade SmackDown as it is the final hype for Survivor Series. And that is what we saw tonight from NXT, is lots of run-ins, invasion. That is basically what we saw tonight. But there is a mystery still into NXT. It's a Saturday. Who is the fourth person to team Ciampa? We never found it out. Who are the teams for the women and men in the 5-on-5 5 triple threat Raw versus SmackDown NXT feud? We don't know, okay? We don't even know who's on team NXT. We don't know who's on the team women of NXT. We don't know any of them, okay? We only just know they're going to be in it. We don't know who, but we'll just have to find out this Sunday. Same with Saturday. Never found out who the fourth member was going to be in Tommaso Ciampa's crew, okay? We don't know. Do I think it's still going to be Velveteen Dream? 9 times out of 10, yes. I'm still going with that statement. But we'll find out and see this Saturday. Other than that, I will be at NXT TakeOver this Saturday. I am going to go to War Games. So, like I said, that is one thing I do. I want to go to NXT show. It ought to be easier, and I can get through that easier. It's like, what, 2.5 hour show? Because Survivor Series was too expensive, and it's honestly too damn long, in my opinion, too. But I'm sure I'm going to have a big fun time at War Games, okay? And honestly, it's kind of my first NXT show going to. So, why not take the opportunity, and why not take the opportunity to take War Games, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. So other than that, I will be there this Saturday. I am done with this review of NXT. Check out my AEW review right now, and of course the NXT review. Comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought about anything on this show, and does this have you hype more about Survivor Series and NXT TakeOver War Games? Comment, subscribe, follow me at Hooded Knight 890 on Twitter. Like I said before, check out any past review that is up right now, from Raw to Impact to SmackDown to whatever pay-per-view that is up, to AEW, of course. You already know what I've said about that. Like I said, you'll probably know when you see the video between that and my thoughts on the whole NWA corner situation right now. But other than that, I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace. Way too many freaking shows in the week, but we still got to get through a couple more. I will see you then. I'm out.